What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. Over the last couple of days, I've seen a whole lot of people that either misunderstand or are extremely worried about the upcoming stat squish in Dungeon Defenders 2. After spending a couple of hours last night answering some questions and comments and just chatting with people, I figured I wanted to make this video just to clarify some things for everyone out there. First off, for the majority of players, 99.9% of all players in the game, if you didn't have damage numbers turned on in the game, so there was no damage numbers going at all, and there was no enemy health bars, for example, theoretically, you wouldn't be able to notice a difference after the stat squish in Dungeon Defenders 2. As this is not a nerf, as a lot of people are understanding, it is a stat squish or rebalancing across the entire game. So with that in mind, say that you do 1,000 damage per hit, and say the Seamstress has 10,000 health right now. That means we're going to have to hit that Seamstress 10 times before we can burn her health bar. Now, after the stat squish, you are no longer going to do 1,000 damage. You instead will only do 100 damage. However, in turn, that Seamstress is only going to have 1,000 health, meaning you're still going to have to hit her 10 times to burn through her health bar. So for the majority of players throughout the game, you are not going to notice a difference other than on your tooltips or on the damage numbers flashing. This change really is going to affect more the player who is capable of making it to the 2 billion health cap that is currently in the game on enemies. If you're pushing in high Onslaught Floors, then Onslaught after the stat squish will no doubt be more difficult. However, you have to think, should it not be? Should pushing Onslaught just be a time grind, where when you get to the 2 billion health cap, all you do is call a friend and add more hero damage, and the enemy can't get any more health? And it kind of trivializes a lot of the end game. This stat squish is a very positive thing for Dungeon Defenders 2. There's no doubt about it. First off, we will be able to change our builds and get more power than we have right now. Now, of course, I'm referring to more power comparatively to the enemy's health, as although our power level is going to go down, the enemy's health is going to go down as well. Stat squish in a game has happened many times before in many different games, and it's quite commonly the result of player power levels eclipsing or getting to the maximum that the game's engine is capable of calculating. Dungeon Defenders 2 uses a 32-bit signed integer. With this in mind, there is no number in the game that can go over 2.1 billion. I know some people will say, oh, well, I've seen higher numbers on the training dummy. The training dummy does have a special exception in the game. However, currently, like what brought a lot of the comments up to me was that Nuke Monk video and talking about changing it. Now, the reason I would even consider that is, first off, I can't use an anti-mod on my weapon or I go over 2.1 billion health. Well, by going over 2.1 billion health, I either do 0 damage to the enemy that I hit it for, or in some cases, it actually appears like it heals the enemy after I hit them for over 2.1 billion health. So with that in mind, comparatively, between now, the enemy's health now and the enemy's health later, I will be able to stack more power on my Nuke Monk than I currently can. So don't sweat the stat squish, y'all. It is going to make some impacts in the game, particularly with climbing up to that enemy health cap. It's not going to be able to be achieved so easily right now, or as it is right now, and it will be tougher. However, for the health of the game and the future of the game, this is 100% a very good thing. The game has the stat squish coming that is really... It should have happened many years ago, as it's just been a problem in the game for a long time with that 32-bit integer, and that problem will no longer be a problem in the future after we get through this stat squish. So once again, don't sweat it, y'all. The majority of players out there are going to notice zero difference in their effectiveness, and the only difference they're going to notice at all is on their tooltips and on their damage numbers. But that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.